This is Jim Butcher's Proven Guilty, book number 8 in the Dresden Files series, 547 pages and 47 chapters. This was an exciting book. It opened with a bang, which most of them do, but it took a while for that to tie into the story. So a little bit of action adventure that took a while to tie in. And really, this is a detective story that's set in modern day Chicago with magic. The main character is a wizard, and he is listed in the phone book to help people find lost things and lost people. So he's gone public. Most magic involves a secret society, that kind of thing. This is a public wizard. So there are laws of magic in this universe, and the opening scene is about a young wizard who violates them, one of them, and is being sentenced. So there is a council of wizards called the White Council. They sentence this young wizard, or they call him a warlock because he misused his powers, to death by violating the laws. The warlock messed with other people's free will and controlled their minds to help him advance his goals, and so that broke one of the laws, the free will, and so they sentenced him to death. That to me is a little harsh, right? Not knowing about magic or even how to control it, but still, like, I feel like there is a right and wrong, but without even giving this person a chance or letting them know, they had already passed judgment without even giving him a chance. So it's harsh, but it makes sense. And so that's what it opens with. And all the actions throughout the book kind of are framed in that scope. And there's some unique things that happen. One of the main characters, or the protagonist's friend's daughter calls the main character for help, needs a friend bailed out of jail, and after going to some convention, a horror movie convention, the friend witnesses I don't want to say a murder, but a brutal beating, and he's the only one in a locked bathroom. So it's like, hey, this guy did it, and the friend is bailed out by the main character. Turns out it was supernatural, right? He was in the stall when it happened, and it turns out it was a fairy called a fetch, and these are assassins who feed on fear. So the horror movie convention was a natural place, right? People are afraid, that kind of thing. And so the thinking is that as the convention grows larger throughout the week, there will be more people watching more movies and more fear, So it is supposed to be a hardcore horror convention, so the fear is supposed to be real. It's not like a joke convention, right? They're not making fun of the horror movies. They're actually watching them because they enjoy them, and the jumps and the fear and the scare and stuff. So this was pretty neat. Michael's family, there's Michael, Charity, and Molly. So Molly is the one whose friend needed bailing out. Charity is the mom. She was awesome, and we got a little bit more of her backstory in this, and she's totally kicks butt, making armor and practicing with her husband, one of the Knights of the Cross. So they practice swords together, and she builds his armor. So that's super cool. I really liked Charity in this. I liked the frame that, they had a really strict household, not necessarily overbearing, but definitely strict in the sense that they were very religious, and they abided by strict, not conventions, but like rules to live by. And so Molly, being, a teenager, right, rebels a little bit. So that kind of fit the roles, and each character kind of played to those patterns. I liked the idea that the main character had coming up with a map of Chicago to help find dark magic or mishaps around the city. I really liked the idea. I liked the implementation. it was really cool that that was, you know, a tool that he can use in the future should it work. So, um, again, Bob is one of my favorite characters and he helps out with that. So that was a neat interaction there. Let's see. One thing I didn't like about this book was the interaction with Murphy, right? Like Harry and Murphy kind of have a thing for each other, kind of not, and it's like it seemed kind of brutal and blunt. It was just like an opinion I had. I think it's okay. Like the author handled it well. I just didn't like how it went. That's all. So friends are okay, and they stayed friends, so that was good. You know, they have a working relationship. It seemed like there was more there. So I don't know. We'll see in the future. Um, have been rooting for Susan for a while. I keep thinking she's going to come back, and there's a little bit of a teaser in the beginning. So that's kind of frustrating that she wasn't in this. Um, Again, the overarching thing is the war with the vampires, and it's the wizards versus the vampires. And I don't know. There was a number of twists and turns, and I couldn't guess any of them. So it was a good storyline, and it kept me guessing and interested the whole way through, even though it was a fairly long book at close to 550 pages. Um, I didn't expect where the fetches got sent to. The wizard, the main character, gathers a bunch of fear and releases it at the initiator, and I didn't who it was sent to was not who I expected. Um, I like the reference to the mysterious Black Council shadow group, right? Like there's the Winter Queen, who's kind of, everybody says she's kind of mad, going mad. Like there's all these mysterious things that's been happening over the course of the last 8 books, and it seems like there's like somebody behind the scenes like giving tools and advice and spells and stuff to people who shouldn't have these superpowers. So I think it's really cool that as this is going along, there's kind of like a shadow group. And I did also like that Harry's car broke down, and so he had to take a cab various places. So this one was a good book, and there's some quotes in here really quick that I'd like to get to. Let's see. The first one's from Murphy. You cannot change what already happened, but you can choose what to do next, right? They're arguing about, or they're discussing killing someone, right? Harry killed somebody with a gun, and Murphy has done that a number of times as a cop, and they talk about, you know, what is good and evil, and really about your choices. A lot of this book is about choices, and really how you act next after it. Your attitude and your actions related to the situation is really what defines you. So I thought that was really cool. That was really on point. Max Bar, by far the coolest setting. Like it could be its own standalone thing, little mini series kind of thing. But he had a great idea. The lemonade ice cubes, right? So it doesn't water down your lemonade. That is super awesome. It's about to be summer. I am gonna make lemonade ice cubes. So that's such a great idea. Let's see what else. This last part is Father Thornhill. He said, "Children are a gift, but they only belong to themselves. They are only lent to us for a little while." Right? Like Molly has to make her own decisions out from under her parents. She has to chart her own course and make her own decisions, regardless of how strongly her parents oppose them or resist her choices. So that was pretty neat. And Father Thornhill's a priest, so it's kind of like a father figure that was important. I don't know. Either way, proven guilty, right? She gets put on trial, and you know, for good or bad, she gets choices that she makes, and the consequences ensue. The last one is also Father Thornhill talking with Harry about choices. So power, all power is the same. Magic, physical strength, economic strength, political strength. It all serves a single purpose. It gives its possessor a broader spectrum of choices. It creates alternate courses of action. So you have more choices, which means you have much improved odds of making mistakes. You're only human. Once in a while, you're going to screw the pooch. So this is Harry talking about his killing someone with Father Thornhill, in addition to what he did earlier with Murphy. And really, it makes a lot of sense, right? There is power and choices, all that kind of thing. But, you know, proven guilty, your actions speak louder than words. your actions and attitude helps influence your choices. So there was a lot of philosophy to this one, but it still had an interesting mystery and story. A lot of the characters contributed and tied together, so there was a lot of representation in this one. I did enjoy this, and I'm looking forward to the next one. So buy your books used if you can.